December zoning meeting.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and Luke seconds. I'll, any discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to new business. We're gonna do these just in order of where they're on the sheet. First one is petition number 24-P-1631 by Sanjay Desai as owner of certain real property known as PIN number 11-16-31-100-018, located along and immediately east of US Route 30, approximately 750 feet south of Cyril's Road at Amboy, and approximately 15 feet north of Lamoille Road in Lee Center Township in unincorporated Lee County, Illinois. Filed a petition for a special use permit with the Lee County Zoning Office, requesting it be granted a special use permit for the purpose of owning and operating an amusement park as defined by the Lee County Code that would include a restaurant, tea room with indoor, outdoor amusement, including but not limited to an electric go-kart track, arcade, mini golf, and a golf simulation, bowling, and laser tag. The parcel is currently zoned Ag 1 Agricultural District, and is 5.414 acres in size. Is our petitioner here? Would you like to come forward? Over here. And we'll start this way before you sit down. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth? Okay. I need you to sign one and then print your name. And then who's ever going to speak first, state your name.
My name is Sudhir Amin.
Okay. Tell us about your project.
We're trying to build a entertainment system that we want to do over there because there's nothing around that area. Sorry.
You can pull the other one up.
So as you mentioned, it's going to be on Route 52, right off of Cyril Road. And we're trying to put a go-kart, mini golf, just entertainment, restaurant, parking lot for that, enough lighting for everything. And then gaming for kids.
Okay.
Interactive game.
Yeah, interactive games.
Interactive game, so kids can be busy without any injury or something.
I need you to tell me your name.
Sanjay Desai.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I did pronounce it about right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Did we?
There we go.
There we go. Okay. So you have a PowerPoint
Yeah.
up.
I was gonna pull up a map of the property, or do you want the PowerPoint first?
Let's do a map of the property first.
Okay. All right. This is the parcel in question. Right here.
Okay,
You may-
What's the zone now? What's the zone now?
This parcel is currently zoned Ag 1 Rural Agricultural District. There is technically still a special use on the property from when Mr. Anderson was owning and operating the pumpkin patch.
And he doesn't own the property now. You guys own the property?
Yes, no.
The special use could go away.
Mr. Anderson's special use, because that would have been for him.
Right, that's what I'm getting at. Yeah.
So they have to apply for a new special use.
Correct. The property to the west, is that Ag 1 also?
This is Ag 1 special use, and their special use permit is for mini storage. And there are 2 existing mini storage buildings on the property. They're not reflected in this map.
Who owns the property to the left up there then?
To the north,
There, well, yeah, the left on the picture.
this one,
Yeah, one you're just talking about.
with the mini storage, that's McQuality.
We did that not too long ago.
Yes.
So you have access off of Route 52?
Yes.
Is it driveway?
Yes, there's a off-ramp coming off, right?
Yeah, I see it.
Actually, right there, right past Store Road,
Mhm.
a little bit north of it. Yeah, right there, sorry.
Yeah.
This access?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you done any borings or anything on the ground testing of any kind?
No, we're going to start now. But we did it for the septic tank. Yes, we did it.
So whereabouts would a restaurant be on there? Where are you thinking of locating that at?
So the main property building will be at the end. If you bring up the property back.
I have it. Can I get it?
Sure.
So we were thinking of it in the back, right beside the tree line on this side,
Oh.
right where the number 41856,
Mhm.
but offset it from the back,
Okay.
50 feet or so.
I understand. So you're a long ways off the highway then.
Yeah, we're,
Where are you planning the parking area then?
the parking will be in the front, right when you come in to the left probably.
I mean, this
It's
is
still,
just,
it's still preliminary. We're still working it out with the builders and
we're
all
not
that.
going with the architect right now, but when we get the architect, we're gonna follow the law and rules regulation. Where, not.
That's okay, just leave it there, and then I'll see it.
If any of the members of the public would like to come up and view what the board is viewing, we'll give you a chance to do so when they are done.
This is 52.
Yeah, this is 52. There's an entrance, there's a stream there. Entrance would be here, parking, building would be in the, right? This is 52, but the 52, right?
This is very too big.
It's gonna be
This is
smaller
by
than that, right?
handmade, So
That's the go-kart?
Go-kart, correct.
This is all still,
and building gonna be in a corner.
yeah. In the back corner.
In the restaurant, you must have
It'll
it
be
tied
all
onto
inside
it.
there, yeah, it'll be inside.
As a restaurant could be open all year round?
Yes, we're planning to, because we're gonna have indoor stuff, indoor golfing, indoor gaming. So we're thinking of just keeping it open year round.
How large a building are you thinking about with the indoor golf and things? Roughly.
Estimated 10,000 or 12,000 square foot under. Yeah.
Which way does the water run off or flow?
Yeah, there's a stream there.
Creek over here.
Yeah,
So it's actually
Yeah.
sitting this
So
way.
this is the roadway,
Yeah, so 52s.
like here. And we're not gonna use this all because of the creek.
This is what you want it to look like.
Some, I mean, similar, not 100% same.
You got some outdoor.
We have a
Seating.
plan, but yeah.
And you have a business downtown now in Amboy?
Yes.
How
I'm
long have you been in Amboy?
8 years.
So when you're talking about mini golf, you're not talking about,
No. The backside, right? You're talking about?
yeah, you're
Yeah.
talking about,
No, we're not gonna use that, no.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
The reason, I have that drawing because of other land,
Yeah,
but I'm gonna use same plan for the only front side building.
I understand.
Yeah. We have a couple different idea from my visibility study guy.
Mr. Desai also recently purchased a former Sublette Saloon, and so he is also working on developments in that area. So there is a little bit of crossover that you're seeing
Okay.
in these documents. And that parcel is already zoned commercial, so he would not need to come before you to proceed.
Okay. That's for you. These are all exhibits.
Need to make a motion to bring them in.
Well, we need to read what they are.
And if you would like, I can present the exhibits
Yeah.
whenever you would like.
I'd like that.
We would like you to present the exhibits.
All right. Before you, I have a packet of documents, exhibits that is being presented by the zoning office. The first zoning exhibit is a copy of a petition for map amendment. When Mr. Desai came to the zoning office, originally we were considering doing a map amendment. That would have changed the zoning from ag to commercial. We were having trouble finding something that would allow him to do what he's proposing within our code. So we proceeded with the map amendment. And in reviewing definitions on another matter, I came across the definition of amusement park. And in reading the definition, even though this is not a traditional amusement park, roller coasters, carnival games, things of that nature, it does fit the definition of how our code defines amusement park, in that he would have indoor, outdoor gaming. Let me pull up the definition here real quick and I'll read it to you. Okay, so an amusement park is defined by the Lee County Code, is an indoor or outdoor facility, which may include buildings, permanent or temporary, where various devices for entertainment, including but not limited to rides, booths for conducting of games, or sale of items are carried on for show or entertainment. An amusement park may also contain a food service establishment. So what Mr. Desai is proposing is a facility that is going to have different areas dedicated towards games, entertainment, amusement. He will also is proposing a food service establishment that would serve alcoholic beverages. Therefore, we felt that it did meet the code, the definition of amusement park. And if you look in our code, amusement park is allowed only as a special use in the Ag 1 district. In considering that, we felt this was a better avenue to take. A map amendment would create spot zoning, which is not desirable to the county. So this allows him to come under petition under our code. So that is Exhibit 2 is the amended petition for special use. The third exhibit is a copy of the notice of public hearing. This notice was mailed by certified mail. It was published in the newspaper and was posted at the property. Zoning exhibit number 4 is the receipts for certified mail. Zoning exhibit number 5 is the certified mail green cards that were returned. Zoning exhibit 6 is the certificate of publication in the Dixon Telegraph. Zoning exhibit number 7 is a returned certified mailing. Zoning exhibit 8 is a copy of the letters to District 2 County Board members. Zoning exhibit 9 is a copy of letter to township authorities. Zoning exhibit 10 is a copy of letters to county authorities. Zoning exhibit 11 is a copy of a letter to the state authority. Zoning exhibit 12 is a response from the Illinois Department of Transportation. Zoning exhibit 13 is copies from the zoning office file for petition number 03P1370. I would also like to add zoning exhibit number 14 is a copy of the natural resources information report prepared by Lee County Soil and Water. So I just want to bring your attention to zoning exhibit number 13. The reason I included this was because in 2003, Mr. Anderson, who was the owner of the property at that time, petitioned the county for a special use permit at that exact location for a go-kart track, miniature golf, arcade, and recreational establishment. I've also included the recommendation made to the county board as well as a copy of the resolution and certificate of the approval by the clerk.
Any questions? Any questions for Alice?
No.
Years ago.
Seems like yesterday, huh?
I remember that.
Been around that long.
So you want a motion to enter these
Enter those, yes.
as testimony or as exhibit? I make a motion that we enter into the record zoning exhibits 1 through 13. And also the copy of the, what's the title of that?
Natural resources
Natural-
information.
Natural resource information packet. That'd be exhibit 14.
Exhibit 13.
14.
14.
We have 13 on
Okay.
here. You got my motion, Kelly? Okay. She's got it.
Do we have a second to his motion?
I'll second.
Okay. Are there any comments or questions on the exhibits? Okay. Hearing none. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. The exhibits have been entered. Read these.
That's his exhibit to present.
Okay. And this is his exhibit to present.
Yes.
Okay.
That is just a printout.
Okay, that's fine. All right. Now we move on.
Thank you.
Now you present your side.
I am Sanjay Desai.
Well, you have
The letters.
the letters.
For a number of years. Read करूं?
You can read it, you can explain what it is.
Okay.
Like,
I mean, 2016, I mean, 2014, I came over here in Amboy. My realtor showed me the building in Amboy. And I tried to get somebody who can work for me in that building. I want to make a liquor store. So back and forth, Mayor Mr. Tom Norman, he denied me because I was not living in a county or not living in Amboy. So 2015, middle of year, they come to my store and they request me, I mean, they come to store and says, can you come to the town? We can meet. And I came over here in town and they say, if you do grocery store, I'm gonna give you liquor license. I mean, I quit grocery store because of the health department. I was tired in Chicago, so I don't want to do grocery store. But Mr. Tom told me, and I did it. The first time I start my business, that I don't want it. And town support me is unbelievable. And because of that, I mean, I'm not gonna quit this town again. I want to stay in Amboy. I want to stay in Lee County because I have all kind of experience in Cook County. And if I compare with Lee County and all other support, is 1000% different. Even I'm not able to sit down over here in Cook County. Right now, I'm talking to you all.
Mhm.
I don't have a right over there to say anything. This kind of opportunity, we have it in a Lee County. And I'll be proud to do some business in Lee County.
So tell us about the two letters.
Let me read that first. Sorry.
Yeah. Or I can read them into the records or whatever.
I can read that. I mean,
Okay.
I don't have a problem.
Okay.
For a number of years, Sanjay has been crucial part of our growing community in the matter of just few short years. He has been able to transform the face of our downtown to a place that filled with the excitement. He has been able to accommodate multiple different needs and requests to help the community grow as one. Just before Amboy lost Subway, Sanjay was able to provide a daily and fresh meat counter that made in where the residents didn't have a drive 30 minutes or more for fresh meat. He was also able to provide a place where residents could go for a fast meal along with all their basic essential and more. In just a few short years, he was able to add economic gain to the city of the Amboy, providing a number of jobs to the community. With the additional of his store to the downtown area, it was made the area more desired by other business. During the summer, there are always customers in the store as he has been able to support the local campground and event that happen in our area. Sanjay has never been one of the put himself above the rest of the community. For years, he has donated to local charities and fundraiser. He has also has went above and beyond the start, provide the local food pantries in the Amboy with the supply to be given out the community. Sanjay and his team have been able to make so much out of the little in a small amount of the time, along with the bringing back the life of our town.
That letter was from the Amboy Police
From
Department.
Amboy City, Sanjay comes to the Amboy with one emotional ambition in the mind, that was to bring the town of Amboy back to life as it was previously. Sanjay has such a person for what he does and provide a positive community for all age. He is a selfless person whose charitable contributions speak to his desire to help others. I have known Sanjay Desai for 8 years. He comes to Amboy to open a grocery store at a time when when the town lost our grocery store and had been open for 60 years. He brought great grocery store business in Amboy. He rebuilt a downtown building that had been here for 150 years and was previously a hardware store. Our community needed a grocery store for almost 2 years, and residents had long commute of 30 minutes or more to get grocery. Sanjay opened the new store with the huge support from the community. He then invested in the building next door and completely remodeled that for an additional service to the community by attaching a liquor store to provide one stop for our resident. After the much success, support expanded to include another service for our town by adding daily meat counter along with the lunch dinner menu with a variety of food to choose from. Sanjay. He has generated revenue of 3.5 million annual and has created job opportunity for our youth and young adult. Sanjay has put a lot of time and money into our small community, and we are grateful he chose Amboy for his business. Sanjay support all over small town event and school activities. During the COVID, he offered extra support and service to help resident with the grocery. He provide grocery and supplies for struggles families. The Amboy Lions Club has a kid Easter egg hunt each year in which he donates supplies for his event. He provide continuous support for our high school football team. He hold founders to support fundraiser to support the Amboy Education fundraiser. He participate in the Amboy Christmas walk, always hosting face painting, and his other always provide food at no cost. He host business after our for our local entrepreneur in entrepreneurs to meet, yeah, and share idea on ways to improve the enhance our community. He also brought great ideas to for few new business in Amboy. Sanjay and his family are friends to all and well respected with the community.
That letter was from Frank Stenzel, Mayor of the City of Amboy.
Ready to go through that? Okay.
Oh, yeah, you got the board in the middle, right? No, it's fine.
No,
it's
he
fine.
gonna,
I'll talk.
he gonna review.
So the name that we have chosen is Fun on 52 because it's on 52. I mean, it's right on 52, you know. So that's the first slide for just that's the logo we're looking at. A job creation, we anticipate at least 30 people creating new jobs for people. We're planning pretty much a couple of shifts and then weekend shifts, depending on the employees we get on that. Local tax revenue, it depends on how much, but it will go up for sure, especially in the summer when the campers come in, and that revenue should go up a lot. For that one, boost local businesses. I think this will add more to the gas stations because more people are going to be traveling on there on 52 coming. So then next slide, please. Family friendly. We're trying to accommodate everybody from kids to adults, everybody that, that can have fun. For kids, we're going to have games, putt-putt golfing or mini golfing. They can play that, or go-karts. So adults can do the go-karts, kids can do go-karts, everything. And restaurant, have all kind of food for everybody. So the youth engagement thing is just the same thing. We're gonna have enough employees to watch everybody, make sure nobody's getting in trouble, nobody's having issues, and go from there. Event venue, we're trying to build a local area that people can hang out, get together. In one of the plans, I think you see there's a little banquet hall, so we're trying to add to it too. So if people have birthday parties or whatever, we looked in that area, there's nothing like that. They would have to go to, I don't know, where's the next one over? Or like gathering birthday parties and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're trying to build that too in the 12,000 square foot building. Attractions is mainly we're doing golf cart, similar golf, mini golf, indoor, outdoor, gaming for interactive games. They can do 3D games, interactive games, and
virtual reality.
Virtual reality games. Future development. So we are, as she mentioned earlier, we have another property we bought at Sublet Saloon, and there's close to 2.2 acres.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, almost 4 acres.
Almost 4 acres
3.5
over there. So we're adding more interactive stuff there a little bit, and indoor golfing there too. And most of it, this one is going to be more outdoor stuff. In the winter, we're going to have both indoor, outdoor, if depending on the weather. Okay. Yeah, this land has been vacant for a while on 52. We noticed the other one that was vacant, but now there's a storage units over there. So we were looking at both of the parcels for a while, but then this one came on, so we're doing it there. Okay. What else is there? Okay, the first point on the slide is the customer reach. I mean, we noticed that because of Amboy Food and Liquor grocery store in the summer, it is packed. Because the campers are there, there's more people in this area, in Amboy and sublet area because of the Woodhaven campgrounds and the Yogi Bear. I think that got renamed to something recently, that one. And we do see we're anticipating close to about 40,000 people, 20 to 40,000 potential
Long-
customers.
Long weekend.
Yeah, in long weekends, in this area, just doing their activities. And we're planning to try to attract some of it to our property for that. Most of the people we see is coming from Chicago, Rockford. They're coming to camp over here, and down south, they go from Peru, some of them, because we see those demographics come through Amboy Food and Liquor. We see them, we talk to them, and they're like, we're coming from here, good, there's a store here. So this would be literally, I think it's 2 miles from Amboy Food and Liquor on 52, this property.
5, 3.5.
3.5,
4
yeah,
miles.
3.5. Okay, I think. Next slide, please. So we're applying for a bar and a restaurant and bar venue over there. And then when we have an event, somebody can have a birthday party or whatever, they can have food from there and drinks. And then the area will have also for the kids gaming and all that, mini golf, arcades. Yeah, that I covered already. As I said earlier, a little banquet hall upstairs or second floor or first floor, depending on where we plan it for people to have gatherings or family events over there. Axe throwing, bowling alley is one of the things we're looking at through our
The option.
option. One of the options is given to us by when we get the property survey done by these gaming companies, and they come in, they said, this area, this would work, this would work, this would work. It's a survey they got done, and that's what they were recommending. These are the things we can add in. And then once we give them the property plan, then they can say, okay, we can have 2 axe throws or 4 aisles for bowling or something. They will design that for us for that when we get the final approval for everything. Okay. Same thing, this is the recommendations we got them for interactive gaming for kids to keep them active using the area, and virtual reality games to also in that area. Those are the other things recommended from the survey. Okay. Next. That's it.
Have you talked to the campgrounds next to you as far as what their opinion is of having you there? Or did they tell you what they do with it in their activities versus what you might do or anything like that?
Which campground?
I
Woodhaven.
talked to
Woodhaven?
the Jamie, not Woodhaven.
No, this is on 52.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, last 8 years, I mean, when I came to the Amboy, then I realized we can have an opportunity to grow this town more. We can get the more business. I tried Dunkin' Donut. I tried some other people to bring in a town, but they go back because of traffic is little less. So, I always try to do something and to get the business in a town. But, I'm very sure if I do this, we have everybody coming over here. But that's my feeling. Yeah. But we're gonna get more business.
So the property bought at the Sublet Saloon, you can't do this there.
No, I actually, the first I started Sublet Saloon. Then I want to do go-kart over there. Then I get zoning. I have to go zone and other stuff. And Mr. Anderson have already approval on the zoning. go-kart. So I said, that's another thing, you know, I can make it separate. So I can keep kids away and teenager on other side. So that's different. I mean, I show you both items, both place, but you know, I have to change that. I don't want to be competition with each other. Second, certain things I want to keep it separate.
Yeah.
Kids always far on 52 and young kids or more people in sublet saloon. So not similar, same thing, you know, we're gonna do different things over here and different things over here.
But you still intend to get a liquor license at your restaurant? Is that what you said?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And you think that will that be a problem? I mean,
No, actually, you know, my plan, if I have a liquor license, something, I'm not, right now, I don't know certain things, because if I do something next to the kids area, I don't want to be promote that much. So I want to get that because, you know, if I have banquet hall,
yeah,
and if you rent that, then I need something to serve them.
Right.
That most reason. But second, I'm gonna start some small stuff, not like sublet saloon. I want to make it different. It's not same location.
so what about the noise of the go-karts or whatever you call them?
Is that electric go-kart?
Yeah,
and
these are gonna
is
be
not-
electric.
Not making too much noise.
Oh, I guess not.
Yeah, like normal car, less than that.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
That's good.
And his new technology come, I mean, he just called me last week. They have some new technology or new battery, something. And he says, you good to go for that. Because before I have to buy 30 car. Now I can survive in 20 car. Because they charge fast
Yeah.
and some other stuff, you know.
Any other questions from the board at this time?
I guess what he was asking,
You,
have you talked to the people at Woodhaven Lakes? Is there any conflict to what you do versus what they do to
No, I did
their
not.
entertainment?
I did not.
Because I mean, I heard that they have a mini golf in there. And that's the
But
only
it's
thing I know
not
about.
good. I mean, people say we can do some better. Yeah.
you have any questions?
I have a question. This is just another tool for you guys to consider. This is the comprehensive plan, future land use. So our comprehensive plan was done in 2010, and this is what the county has projected for future land use. I have identified Mr. Desai's property as it being approximately in that location. As you can see, special recreation, environmental corridor is where he falls. So one of the unique things about this location is that he is surrounded by the campgrounds. We have Woodhaven, Mendota Hills, Green River Oaks, and Woodhaven. So he would be centrally located to where all of this camping is occurring in this area. So this is just for you to consider.
We have 9,000, around 8,000, 9,000 camping site around 5 mile radius area. Summertime, I can count as a 1% or 2% at every location, then is 18,000 people. So I want to bring him in a town, at least 500 people. So if I have a 500 people, then they're gonna spend, not only my place, they're gonna spend somewhere else also, in other business.
Questions?
Did you guys have any other evidence that you wanted to present?
Not right now.
No, I think we.
But you know, future, yes, we will.
Okay.
We're gonna be here.
I have some questions I was gonna start
You go ahead.
and then open it up to the public. But
Right.
before you open up to the public, I would suggest inviting everyone to come up and look at what was presented earlier, so if they have questions they can ask.
Okay.
So my questions, do you have a plan for exterior lighting?
Yes.
What is your plan at this time?
Right now, we're gonna have parking lot lights, building lights. So most of it's gonna be facing away from 52.
Okay.
Towards the property. We will have some soffit lights on the property, on the building, facing inwards, but they will guaranteed it's not gonna be hindering anything on 50.
Okay,
One other thing, I do work for a lighting company in Chicago area, so I'm versed about all these things, what candles you need on the roads or not, what not to hinder people.
do you agree to comply with the requirements set forth in the Lee County Revised Zoning Code for exterior lighting?
Yes.
Do you anticipate any vibrations caused by the proposed use?
No, I mean, these are small go-karts, I don't think there's heavy equipment going around.
Do you, in the case that vibrations are a result, do you agree to comply with the requirements set forth in the Lee County Revised Zoning Code for vibration?
Yes,
Describe what type of noise will be created by the proposed use.
I mean, the noise will be from the go-karts going around, most of it, and that is gonna be nominal. Since these are electric cars,
Do you agree to comply with the requirements set forth in the Lee County Revised Zoning Code for noise?
yes,
Do you anticipate any air pollution to be created by the proposed use?
no, again, it's mostly go-karts are electric. There's no gasoline fumes or anything excessive than normal car usage.
Do you agree to comply with the requirements set forth in the Lee County Revised Zoning Code for air pollution?
Yes,
Do you anticipate any odor being created by the proposed use?
no, we do not.
Do you agree to comply with the requirements set forth in the Lee County Revised Zoning Code for odor?
Yes,
Do you anticipate any electromagnetic radiation being created by the proposed use?
no,
Do you agree to comply with the requirements set forth in the Lee County Revised Zoning Code for electromagnetic radiation?
yes, we do.
Do you anticipate any heat or glare to be created by the proposed use?
And no, the building might have some glare when the sun hits it an angle, but other than that, no.
Do you agree to comply with the requirements set forth in the Lee County Revised Zoning Code for glare and heat?
Yes,
Do you anticipate any fire and explosion to be created by the proposed use?
no,
Do you agree to comply with the requirements set forth in the Lee County Revised Zoning Code for fire and explosion?
yes,
Do you anticipate any toxic or noxious material to be generated by the proposed use?
no,
Do you agree to comply with the requirements set forth in the Lee County Revised Zoning Code for toxic or noxious material?
yes,
Do you anticipate any waste material being generated by the proposed use?
yeah, garbage from the restaurant, and that's about it.
Okay. Do you agree to comply with the requirements set forth in the Lee County Revised Zoning Code for waste material?
Yes,
Do you anticipate the use of high-quality decorative exterior construction materials for structures related to the proposed use?
yeah, we will have a metallic building and some lights for the advertising of the property.
Do you agree to comply with the requirements set forth in the Lee County Revised Zoning Code for exterior construction materials?
Yes,
Do you anticipate any hazardous material being generated by the proposed use?
no,
Do you agree to comply with the requirements set forth in the Lee County Revised Zoning Code for hazardous material?
yes.
What is your plan for parking?
We should have parking planned enough for 150 cars,
More than that.
more than 150 cars.
Do you agree to comply with the requirements set forth in the Lee County Revised Zoning Code for parking?
Yes,
This is just by hand by drawing. Because in emergency, I drove by myself.
Where are you gonna put the rest?
it's gonna come around
We
this
have
side. Yeah,
these all
on that
parking
side.
here.
On that side of the
Not on the
creek. No,
creek.
on that
No,
side of the
no.
creek. Sorry.
We're gonna be here, not in this area.
No, what is that drawn over there?
Oh, this
that's
is
the
the
road.
road.
He's
Walk-
He's drawn a
walkway.
road. It's a walk path that goes to the
Backside.
backside to the other campground.
And this will be all parking
Yeah,
along there?
parking right in the front.
Okay.
I mean, we can create, I mean, this is almost 400 feet long. But this is, I just drove because I know, I mean, in emergency, I start this one by myself. And it's not major. Sorry.
It's not per scale.
Do you have any plans for landscaping?
Yes,
What are those plans?
we are gonna add trees, bushes and all that, make it decorative, try to, especially on the side of the building on 52.
We're gonna create couple fountain or
Yeah.
something, you know, the waters, what do you call? Waters?
The water fountains.
Nah. Pani.
Oh, reservoirs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, sure. Okay. Do you agree to comply with the requirements set forth in the Lee County Revised Zoning Code for landscaping?
yes.
What are you proposing for hours of operation?
Currently, we're proposing 7 days a week, 11 to 11 is the hours that we're trying to,
We're
Go
not
with-
sure right now.
yeah, but that will change here and there depending on the days and depending on the weather also.
And you did discuss that there will be opportunities for full and or part-time employment, correct?
Yes, 30 to 35 people.
Okay.
That's what we're estimating right now.
Do you know how
Not-
many of those would be full-time jobs?
Estimated 8 or 9
Okay.
right now. I have a like plan, okay. Say manager, couple manager, go-kart maintenance guy and some other, like 9 or 10 full-time and all other part-time.
Okay.
Bartender, full-time. Chef, couple chef.
So, my last question has to do with security. So with the proximity to the existing campgrounds, I imagine some people might travel even by foot or by golf cart. How, I guess, what do you guys envision doing to ensure that people do not trespass onto other people's property?
So we would have, I mean, the landscaping will block people from coming certain areas, except the way we want them to come in. There is a path in the back that the campers come through. And I think we're gonna leave that one open so they can bring golf carts to the parking lot from that path. It's a gravel path that's in the back that goes, I think, by Mr. Anderson's property back there.
Yeah.
And we will have landscaping guiding them where to go and where not to go. And for security, we are thinking of having a couple of full-time security people
Okay.
on site. So if there's any issues or anything, they're available.
Okay, security cameras?
Yes, that is
Okay.
a must. We will have security cameras, fire safety, all that stuff that's required.
Okay, now I pulled up on the map. I think this is the path that you're referring to.
Yes, there's a
Okay.
path back there.
I just want to note that this path does travel through private property. So this is Mr. Anderson's property, and then this goes into Mendota Hills Campground.
Right.
So people using that path, I mean, that would be at Mr. Anderson's discretion and whatever you
I mean,
agree
if they're
upon.
coming from somebody's property into our property, we will have access for them to come inside to park their go-karts or whatever they come by, walking or whatever, and come to the property.
Okay. I have nothing further.
Can I,
Did she bring up some more questions?
What's your time frame for starting on this and being up to operation?
I'm not-
That's a tough one.
That's-
Right now, we are
you know-
still initially talking to the construction guys and the gaming guys. So we got this property, give us ideas, you know, what kind of layout can we have? These
So
are the things. we
what
need,
they
we
suggest and, okay, like, you know, right now we are in a cold weather. So either I can start something or not, it's depend on building. So probably I need some more time, but I want to start ASAP. Okay, first my plan, I want to start go-kart construction first. Then I'm gonna make it building. I don't know, I can do that or not.
Yeah.
But this is just, you know, I want to make something start because the timing wise is not helpful right now.
Because of the winter coming.
Yeah.
And I assume you want to have as much available by summer as.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why he wants to start the go-kart first, so at least activities start moving. And then
So-
once we have that, the building can be getting constructed in the back.
As a reminder, the code does state that they would have to be substantially underway within 1 year of the granting of the special use, or else it becomes null and void. And like with the wind and solar projects, we recognize that it takes longer than a year, and conditionally, they're given 3 years. So you might be able to make a condition if you want to extend that.
That it?
Me, yeah.
Okay, anybody else?
If they
Anybody in
started
the
building
audience?
the go-karts, is that part of within the 1 year or infrastructure of a building?
That would like to.
Substantially underway. It's left purposely vague. It will be kind of up to the zoning administrator's determination as to whether that person feels that they've met the substantially underway. So we'd want to look at what have they invested into the property up to that point? Has any construction taken place? You know, if they've done nothing for a year, but if they can prove that they have been actively working towards doing something, then we would grant that extension.
Well, I mean, I have it over here, here.
If anyone else would like to come up and look at the
I mean, I.
photos, you are more than welcome to
septic
do
also
so.
somewhere. Because this is like 30, 40 feet big. I'm going to leave it there.
So your septic's back here.
Mhm.
I think county code is, well's gotta be 150 feet away from the septic.
I'm not sure that
Yeah, 150, yeah.
So
I mean, I can
without
make
the
it,
scale here, I don't know.
this is.
This is
the
a preliminary, yeah.
I know.
I mean, if you want something, if you did, I can work with you.
Um,
We're just both neighbors.
No problem.
Right,
I mean,
we are gonna follow the code
Okay.
as
Yeah,
required.
I do not want to go
will this be asked?
without my neighbor.
Yes.
Will this be asked?
I
Yes.
want to be with my neighbor.
Okay, is there gonna be a retention pond for water control?
Yes, yes.
It can't just go straight.
No, no,
into
no, no,
the
no.
river.
Right.
Because of that, I told you before.
Okay, I'm the direct neighbor. If you triangle Mr. Anderson's
No
property,
Okay.
I'm the neighbor that covers over here.
No problem. We're not gonna be override you.
Okay, and another concern I have is you say you're gonna keep people off my property.
I'm going to make it something so no one can walk.
Okay.
Can you show us on the map?
So where the Medora Hills Campground Road comes down, right by the corner, right there. So their golf carts are not supposed to go on the road past that point. So if everybody's going through Mr. Anderson's property, they will be coming out of the campground's property and onto my property. And so either he needs to make a path above that point so that you are not coming on my property with golf carts.
Okay.
I've put gates up on my property, keep campers out of my property. And it's been such a deal that I had to put gates up to keep people out. And I'm concerned with the other side of this property, that people will come into my woods and onto my fields, either bringing debris, or I have no idea what to do, but they're further away from where I am. I have cameras on my property, see people when they do show up. I've had such a problem with people coming on my property that I put in camera systems so that I can see when you're there. And they come to me on my phone, so I know that you're there within a couple minutes. I know you're there. I have pictures there. And then I directly send them back to the campground. They find these people and they're told not to come down. I still get people to come down.
How big is your property then?
I am a total of 49 acres.
Oh, okay.
Like there, and back down towards Richardson Road.
Okay, so they're coming through there all the way through Anderson's
Right.
property to us. Okay, I see.
Campground's policy is they're not to go past the edge of their property onto
Okay.
that road. They have an
Okay.
easement for their customers to go in and out, as does Mr. Anderson for him to go in.
Right. Okay. I mean,
But it sounds like this is gonna become a lot of people in golf carts traveling this way.
If they're already traveling that way, that's what, I didn't know they
They're
were,
not supposed to.
right. So then, I mean,
So either he can make a path through his property up further, so that it's going directly from campground to Nathan campground,
right, or they bring their cars and come around.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Another.
I mean, since the path was there already, we didn't want to block the path. That was our concern. Because,
Well, he can do whatever he wants on his property.
Right,
They
understood.
Come on my property before they go to his property.
right, understood. So,
Because I own that road up to the highway,
okay,
or approximately 45 or 50 foot wide from that corner to the highway
Right.
is my property. And so you said you're gonna have lighting that's over at this place. What kind of lights are you gonna put up again?
parking lot lights, most of it, and for the go
LED, high
LEDs,
pressure sodium,
LEDs.
LED.
LEDs?
Yeah.
So it's kind of a white light.
It's adjustable. So it could have white or you can have yellow, depending on what the city code is.
There's no city.
No, but
Oh, no, the county code. I mean, sorry, county code, right?
County code does address exterior lighting, so I can get you a copy of that.
Okay. Another question was Mendota Hills given a certified letter to show up to this? They're adjacent property to this?
They are not adjacent.
Well, people are gonna be traveling down to this corner. I text Jamie and he said he did not receive a letter, but he didn't know if his dad or mom had received a letter. I want to know if they got a letter. They are a neighbor to this whole thing.
So statute only requires notification to neighbors that share a border with the property. So Mendota Hills is not adjacent to this property, so you are adjacent because of where your property connects at 52. Mr. Anderson's adjacent, I believe the Goods are adjacent. There was another Anderson that's adjacent. So I think it was 6 or 7 properties immediately surrounding the parcel in the petition.
Okay, so I'm concerned how they can run a golf cart down the campgrounds road to their part where it ends, go on to my property to Mr. Anderson, or if they move the road up, how they can extend onto campgrounds road above that point without them even knowing what's going on.
So all of this is private property and the county has no control over that. So you have every right to not allow people on your property, and if people trespass, then you are allowed to contact the sheriff about anyone violating that. Now, if Mendota Hills is going to allow people to come down this road, they're gonna have to do something to stop people from
They have
crossing.
signage up, they have a policy that all the campers
And then,
are aware that
Okay.
that corner
same
point,
thing we can do.
their
that.
golf carts are not to go beyond that point, even though they do. And so that's why I've had to do other things to keep them from going on to my property.
gotcha. So as far as if Mr. Anderson and Mendota Hills wants to come together to reroute this path, to make it go from the campground directly to this new site, that they would have that option.
Correct.
The county unfortunately doesn't have a say in that,
I
so,
understand.
okay.
This is
Yes.
gonna be a path for transit to get here. And that's why I'm concerned that they don't know anything about this.
Yes, so
This
there's.
is gonna be a path for people to get there.
In addition, that there was notice posted at the property and it was published in the newspaper. So there are 3 different forms of notification that we're required to do by statute, and we did do all of those. Unfortunately, we can't reach everyone, so we do what the statute requires in hopes that word spreads.
Okay, is there a retention pond gonna be on this property for controlling the water?
So a stormwater management plan will be required by the county engineer as part of any building permit.
Okay, we don't have an idea where that would be located.
Nope, because it will depend on the size of the building, and other natural features of the property. So it'll kind of depend on where they're gonna lay it out, size of the building, anticipated runoff, things of that nature.
Okay, is the roof gonna be a flat pitch? Or is gonna be pitched?
I'd have to ask them.
The roof will be angled.
Okay, so you have water coming off the roof. You'll have to control that too.
Yes, and all of that will be taken into consideration. Again, Dave Anderson is our county engineer. So he will perform all of the engineering calculations to meet that standard.
Okay, because it looks like from what they have drawn here, this building's gonna cover majority of the property. The golf course is gonna take another majority of the property, and the parking lot's gonna take the rest.
So this is what,
So I'm not really
That-
sure
that is
how you're
actually-
gonna fit a retention pond And
Go-kart
So-
is very big right now.
Yeah, it's drawn big, but this is not per scale.
This is
Whatever-
maybe half space.
Whatever county requires, we're gonna do that. We have to do that. We don't have a choice on that.
and that's the case. So they're presenting a proposal tonight. And as we go through the process, if this gets approved, we might run into little roadblocks that we're gonna have to deal with. So, you know, a structure might have to be moved to a different part of the property, might have to reduce in size, things of that nature. So we will address those at the time of building permit.
there's gonna be music outside.
Just basic little, I mean, it's not gonna be blasting. Just enough for people who are outside, watching their kids, they can hear it. That's about it.
Okay, well, campground has music outside too. I can hear it well. And they close at 11 o'clock at night.
Okay.
And it's usually Saturday night, maybe Friday night or Saturday night. They have, depends on what the weekend is. But at 11 o'clock, they put their outside music. Actually, they have quiet hours after 11, the way I understand.
What were your hours of operation plans?
11 to 11.
11 to 11.
7 days a week.
And we're gonna,
It's right now it's 11 to 11, 7 days a week. But it will fluctuate timing depending on the weather and all that, depending on the winter and stuff like that.
Another question, how you gonna control the traffic? We have turn lanes for you to get, for people to get in your property?
That we will be working with IDOT if need to be, since this is a county road 52. So it has state road, so it has to go through IDOT. And we will propose whatever they recommend, we will go with that.
Lamoille Road, that's Lee County Road.
I would have to look that up. I don't know offhand.
Well, that comes directly here, right at the other end of this gate.
No, it comes over
It's not
there.
very far.
Yeah.
It's not as far as your finger.
Right. It's,
In fact, you can.
So here's Lamoille
Lamoille
Road.
Road's
farther, yep.
Well, no.
Here is the entrance, the access is right here, and then Lamoille Road is down over here.
So it's probably 200 foot from the entrance to that property.
I believe it's stated in the notice.
And on the week, in the summer times, there's heavy traffic from campers.
Right?
And it's from multiple campgrounds, including Mendota Hills, Yogi Bear, Woodhaven Lakes.
Campers tend to, when they travel, they tend to caravan.
Yeah.
And that, it is dangerous through there, because that whole area is kind of a low spot along the highway.
Right.
So between Cyril's Road and Lamoille Road, it's kind of a bad area, traffic wise, as it is now. So I have to admit, I have concerns about the traffic.
I mean, we will follow whatever the state says. If we need to add turn lanes, we will add the turn lanes or both sides from left and right.
And I guess just to state, I'm representing the county, and my district is District 2, which is where this is. So I'm
Yes.
representing the constituents there, but I'm also a neighbor. I'm on the other side of, I'm probably within a mile of there as the crow flies.
Okay.
And, we're all living out there for a reason. It's quiet.
Yeah.
Understood.
There's wildlife out there. It's dark at night.
Right.
And I guess, having a lit up area isn't anything that I'm looking for. But Sanjay, with
I know.
all due
No, no, no,
respect,
no,
you've
that-
been so good to the community, and your managers have been awesome at the store. Tommy was great. Ken's great. I love having you at the store, but I guess I have a tough time getting behind this particular project here personally. Just both for my own place and for my neighbors. I'm trying to represent them. I'm not sure that's what I'm for, but I'm just a neighbor. But you've done a lot of great things for the community, and I appreciate that very much. So whatever this group decides, I'll support. So, okay.
Well, I'm not eager for it to be next to my property. I'm not eager for all the lighting and stuff that's gonna come from it, and I'm not eager about the extra traffic that's gonna come from campground or on the highway itself.
Just to touch on the traffic matter, a letter was sent to IDOT and they did respond. Since this is a change of use at the property, they will require an access permit, and part of that access permit will be a traffic analysis and a hydraulic analysis. So that will be done as part of the permit.
I got that zone for go-kart miniature golf. I had talked to 52 and everybody, and they said that there hadn't been no accidents. Since I've owned the property, I haven't seen maybe 1 or 2 accidents there. I think alcohol was involved. I know everybody's got concerns, all the traffic is in the area, but we're on 52. I mean, there's a lot of business in town. You know, there's a co-op right up the road. There's another co-op down at the other end. There's campgrounds, there's Woodhaven, there's the Toffee Works down there. So I think what they're doing is a good thing. I think the community needs something like this. So I mean, I'm closest to him. Yes, I did saw the land. I had saw the land. I sold him my dream that I was gonna do. And when I retired, I just couldn't make it happen. So I've got a couple businesses in town. This guy is willing to come in and step up, put something in town and in Lee County and bring the revenue and bring more people in. So I think what he's doing is fantastic.
Can we get your name for the
Mike
record?
Anderson.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Did any members of the public wish to present any evidence? If there are none, is there anyone that would like to make a closing comment? It appears there are none.
Okay.
I would like to request our state's attorney, she's in the back room with her kids, but she said she would come out and explain to everybody, to the neighbors and everything, what special use means and the reason we're going that way, or the reason we're thinking of doing this. And it just needs to be explained, and she's better at it than any of us, so I'll let her, she said she'd come out, so. The whole idea behind special use is that we have a little more control over what happens. We made it C1 or if we made it C1, there's a whole list of things that he could do with this property. And we don't, you know, we don't have any control over that. Once it's with special use, we can create conditions, we can create, and he's going to tell us what he's going to do with it. I'll let her.
Hi, I'm Assistant State's Attorney Stephanie Sasser. I'm very happy to be here tonight. So just as far as, you know, just the definition of what a special use does here, it's something that legally it's something that's been recognized as a use that's been appropriate in a specific class of property so long as conditions are placed on that use. The benefit being we can look at a specific parcel, we can look at the surrounding property and design conditions that are going to suit it. Also, inherent in the special use is that the special use stays with the owner unless we specify otherwise. So as far as concerns are, you know, alienating the property or selling the business off, and maybe we get something that the community didn't bargain for, those concerns typically go away with a special use permit because that special use will stay just with the owner. Should the property be sold or alienated, any subsequent owner would have to come in and re-petition for the special use. Which I think was important to the zoning board just because we are a small community. We do deal with people building specific businesses as opposed to building a package that's going to be sold. So hopefully that, I mean, that's just what we found when we did our research, unless we state otherwise. And when I say we, I mean the conditions that the zoning board of appeals would put on any special use permit, unless they spell out or stipulate otherwise, the special use permit for any parcel of land, particularly here in amusement park in the Ag 1 district, that would terminate if the parcel were sold to someone else. So it does stay with the owners that you know you're working with, and then also you can put whatever conditions you feel appropriate to, you know, facilitate relationships between neighbors and to make that special use particular to the property that it's on. So that's what we found when we did the research, and we did have that conversation beforehand. So I'm happy to answer any additional questions if anybody has any.
The whole idea behind special use is that we're dealing with the people here at the table. And they can't sell it to somebody from Chicago that says, well, this is a thriving business, I want to own it. The zoning goes away when their name goes off the property. And that to me is a big deal. Because, you know, you've all said that you know these people and you're comfortable with them, but you're not comfortable with the next people. We don't know who they might be. So this is a compromise, I think, really helps. Correct. Didn't say anything wrong, right?
Nope, you got it all right. Thank you.
So along with what they've said, as we put together a petition and it becomes a special use, this board can make recommendations to the county board of what we think special uses, the special use permit, and put special contingencies on it. And everybody has to understand we can do that, but the county board doesn't necessarily have to put on what we put on, or they can add more when they come up there. It's just, we're a recommendation board. We recommend to the county board, and then they go from there. So before we go forward any further, we need to work on the findings of
Findings
fact.
of facts. So the procedure of findings of facts is we have a list of 6 facts that we have to discuss. Number 1 is you're going to vote on each one of these, I assume, right?
Yep.
Number 1 question is the effect of the proposed use upon the character of the neighborhood. So you guys can throw out ideas, you know. I got a couple of things as I was writing down as they were talking, and effect of the proposed use upon the character of the neighborhood. If it's built correctly, it will improve the aesthetics of the neighborhood, was one of them. I consider that a positive.
You want to use that as a motion to begin with?
Well, there's multiple ones you can.
Okay.
The whole idea of these is so that there's some history to what the county board can
Is
look
looking
at where a decision came from. Now, one of the negatives that I put down was that there could be a path from Mendota Hills to the petitioner's property. You know, that affects the character of the neighborhood, it's affecting the neighbors the way it sounds.
Correct.
So that would be a negative, but it still should be included under that category. That's the 2 I had. Now you guys, if you got anything else you want to add, bring it up.
You want to put either of those in the form of a motion?
Well, yeah,
to start?
I'd include both of them, yeah. I don't know, you want to read something back? Or how do you want to do this?
Are we going to call this a motion then? Okay.
Number 1, the effect of proposed use upon the character of the neighborhood. Some of your action.
proposed use and the character of the neighborhood. If it's built correctly, it will improve the aesthetics of the neighborhood. One of them. Negative, there could be a path from Mendota Hills to the petitioner's property that will affect the character of the neighborhood, neighbors.
That's my motion.
That's your motion.
That's my motion.
Anybody want to make a second to that motion?
Second.
Okay, we have a second. Anybody want to comment on it? Anyone want to put any discussion on that? Greg?
No.
No?
Okay.
Okay, so we have a motion that the effect on the neighborhood will improve the. I've got to remember your word.
Well, you don't need to reread it.
Okay,
I can say, I don't think it
Aesthetics.
needs to be read again. It was read as a motion.
but the aesthetics.
Yeah,
And then secondly, if the path from Mendota Hills is left there, then it has a negative effect on the neighbors. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
the second question we have to deal with is the effect of the proposed use upon traffic conditions.
Let's see if anybody else has one on that first one. Anybody else has something to add to proposed
I thought we
character?
were done with number one. Okay. go
Okay,
ahead.
I'm just asking if anybody has
I have
anything
no
else.
further.
No.
It's
No? Okay, go ahead.
Number two, the effect of the proposed use upon traffic conditions.
I would point out the obvious, there's gonna be an increased amount of traffic on 52,
Mm-hmm.
put it plainly.
Okay,
And I'll put that in the form of a motion.
Well, I think
You
we
just do the whole thing and then we'll
Yeah, I
vote
think
on
we
it.
just do one motion
That's
for
fine.
each of these questions. Just to have enough discussion that we decide on what the bullet points would be, you know, underneath. And vote on six different times.
well, and I think there was, I think there was, comments made that since it's a state highway, IDOT would have to look at it to see whether there needs to be a turn lane or that type of thing. So I think that's got to be put in there as a consideration. And I don't know whether that also has to be, that would be a coordination with county engineer.
No, that would just be through my office. We'll just make sure that they have their permits from IDOT at the
Okay,
time of construction,
okay, at the time of whatever,
building permit.
building, right. Okay. That wasn't made as motion. Any other comments? Okay,
So I'll make a motion that the effect of the proposed use upon traffic conditions. Number one, it will create more traffic on Route 52. And number two, that the state IDOT have been contacted and will approve an entry off of Route 52.
there's already an entry there, but they have to
still have
certify
to
it.
approve it. Yeah.
Yes. Okay,
That's my motion.
so that's everything on that first section. Do we have a second to that?
I'll second it.
Mr. Crawford seconds it. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
So the third question now is the effect of proposed use upon public utilities. Well, they're gonna need more electrical power.
Yes,
Somebody's gonna bring power into it, and that's obvious.
but you gotta charge those school cards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, beyond that, I don't know what other questions, what other utilities they would use. Is there anything else?
The well and septic's all private.
Public one.
And that's,
Does you have LP out there too, or you got natural gas?
We probably have natural gas being delivered.
but that's a Department of Health has to get a certificate before.
And there's
they can get a
already-
building permit.
ComEd, there's 3 poles already there with transformer already on the property.
Right.
One more.
Make a motion that the effect of the proposed use on public utilities. The only one would be, will need more electrical service.
Second.
We have a motion and a second that they'll need more electrical service as a effective proposed use on public utilities. Any other comments? Questions? Okay. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Number 4 question is the effect of the proposed use upon public health, public safety, and or general welfare.
Comes in the traffic. Safety. I think that's gonna be one of the bigger concerns. And if the state does decide to do turn lanes or anything, that's the state's expense, right? I mean, they don't have no decision making on that,
No, they don't have any decision making on that.
or putting a flashing light because of high traffic area, or,
No, you just have to find out what the state says
right?
needs to be done.
I had another one that they will have their own septic and water systems. So it won't be a drain on any of the public health, safety, and welfare of the neighborhood.
Well, public health, safety, and general welfare is kids will be happy.
Yeah. Anything else? And then I'll make the motion that the effect of the proposed use upon public health, public safety, and general welfare. One bullet point, the effect of additional traffic on the safety of the neighborhood. And number 2, that they will have their own septic and water systems.
If they are serving food, they'll have to have a health inspection or county health permit.
They'll have to what?
Yep, county health permit for serving food and stuff.
We can add that. So then the third bullet point to that motion would be they will have public health certificate for the restaurant.
Correct.
That's my motion.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. The concern of traffic has its own public water and or their own well and septic. And the third one was
Public health certificate for.
public health certificate for the restaurants. Is there any other comments, questions, additions?
Okay.
I can't take a question from you. All right.
No further.
So here we are. All in favor of this motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, motion carries.
Number 5, the effects of the proposed use upon the surrounding properties.
So we have an adjacent landowner that has a lot of concerns.
Adjacent landowner had concerns about the
Traffic, lights.
traffic, the lighting, and I guess my question would probably suggest that it would be downcast lighting, so it would be facing down.
Pointing down.
Noise.
Questions about noise were brought up about potential music, how late at night, hours.
Had a couple others too. They brought up that they were going to use landscaping to create barriers from other property owners.
Correct.
And then they also mentioned that they were going to have security cameras and maybe 2 security guards.
So you want to recap that again?
Not really. No. So let me try it. I make a motion that the effects of the proposed use upon the surrounding properties. Number 1, they will use landscaping to create barriers from other property owners. Number 2, they will have security cameras and maybe 2 security guards. Number 3, there was concern from neighbors about trespassing of golf carts and also lighting and music.
Good. And that's in the form of a motion.
That was my motion.
I will second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any discussion further on this? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Number 6, effects of the proposed use upon environmental concerns.
Water runoff is a concern brought up.
Yeah, and I wrote that down that they agreed to build retention ponds according to the codes, the county codes. And it can be brought up about their own septic and sewer again in there too, you know.
Or any type of pollution.
Anything else?
I don't think so.
I'll make a motion that the effects of the proposed use upon environmental concerns. Number 1, retention ponds will be built according to county codes. Number 2, they will have their own septic and water systems. That's my motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on either of those? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Now we're to the last part.
Yeah, no, I don't know, Alice. We want to create some conditions. Do we make them after it's approved or in the process of it being approved?
You are going to make a recommendation to approve or deny, and that recommendation can have or have not conditions. So it's up to you if you want to add conditions to your recommendation.
That's my recommendation to the board is we make some conditions. If you have any thoughts on conditions, this is your opportunity. I had a list here. As they've been talking, I mean, one of the things Alice brought up was that special use permits only have 1 year to be fully underway. And we've offered other petitioners up to 3 years, when plans are so much in flux. And I would be in favor of doing this so that they don't have to come back or be even subject to an inspection by Alice to say, well, are they underway or not? 3 years, I think, is a good thing for them. Yeah, another condition I had is that path from Mendota Hills gets addressed. I don't know how you address it. I don't know how you solve that problem.
I mean, we can block it off on our property, but that doesn't prevent them to go through his property and.
Right, no,
Mr.
I'm not,
Anderson.
I'm not worried about
Right.
them. I'm just.
I mean,
We can block them. yeah.
We left it there because it was already there, right? We didn't want to just shut it down and, piss off more people. So that's why it's there. But if county says it's gonna be a problem, we'll shut it down.
Well, I
We have no
don't
problem.
know if it is, but I just wonder if it should be
We-
addressed.
We can address it, whatever, for your recommendation.
Yeah, and I don't know what my recommendation is. That's the problem.
If it needs to be blocked, we can block it off.
And then another one was no music after 11 o'clock. That needs to be a hard and fast.
Right.
Okay.
Our operating hours
We're not
are
gonna-
11 to 11.
We've made that condition on other venues,
Right.
And then the downcast lighting, I just think that needs
Yes.
to be stated so that it's a condition.
Okay.
Has to be down. That's my short list. I mean, if there's anybody else that's got anything other suggestions.
Well, I think to sum it up on the path is just being a good neighbor.
Yes.
You need to talk into the microphone.
Yeah, I was saying for the part about the path, just flat being the good neighbor and the consideration on that part.
But I don't know, how do you state that as a condition? Be a good neighbor?
Yeah.
Who owns if they cut a new path across there, whatever direction it was, whose property is that? They would have to cut the new path through.
So adjacent to us is Mr. Anderson's property. And they go through his property and they go through this gentleman's property to go to the campground. So we're not adjacent to his property, we're one over. So they're going through his property, coming through Mr. Anderson's property, and then properly come through here. I think that's how they were doing it when there was a pumpkin patch. I think that's where the path came from originally.
I think we could put it in there that the petitioners have agreed to work with their neighbors in regards to the recreational path.
We really do that.
Most of the other concerns are dealt with through the application process,
Right.
They gotta meet stuff anyhow.
Right.
I mean, we could make a whole list, but that really is all taken care of. So I will make a motion to recommend this to for approval to the full county board with the conditions, the following conditions.
Following conditions, that's fine.
The term of 1 year to be substantially underway will be extended to 3 years. There will be no music after 11 o'clock. They will have downcast lighting. And petitioners will agree to work with their neighbors to resolve the path from Mendota Hills. Is that okay with you guys?
Sounds good to me.
That's my motion.
I'd like to second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Any additions? Anybody like to see? Hearing none? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Your petition has been passed by this board. We'll go before the full county board. And Alice will tell you what date that'll be.
That is going to be Thursday, November 21st at 6 PM.
Okay? Thank you.
This is your, right?
Thank you.
Yeah, I need those two.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, everybody.
Good luck.
Thank you, thank you.
It'll be interesting.
So this is what I got sent over. So I'm just gonna give you copies of that now.
Keep going.
Okay.
I said he could go on.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
You're welcome. Hey,
That's right. That was the pay for the last one.
look. You just say you don't like this. Okay, the next petition for the evening is petition number 24-P-1632 by Jeffrey Lewis. And they have asked for a continuation till next meeting. So can we have a motion to continue this one to the next meeting?
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion from Mr. Crawford. Do we
I'll
have a
second it.
We have a second. And I assume there's no discussion, so all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Now, on to the next. Petition number 24-P-1633 by Anthony and Lisa Winstead as owners of certain real property identified as PIN number 12-14-17-300-001, commonly known as 741 Sterling Road, Dixon, Illinois, located in Marion Township, Lee County, Illinois, filed a petition for a map amendment with the Lee County Zoning Office to amend the zoning map from an R2 single-family residential district to an Ag1 rural agricultural district for the purpose of raising, harvesting, consuming, and selling chickens, eggs, hogs, and vegetables. The parcel is approximately 2 acres. Petitioner present. Would you like to come forward?
No, we have to keep them open.
Would you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that the testimony you're about to give should be the truth? Okay. I need you to sign one of those. Then print your name.
Okay, I'm gonna lead off here. I have pulled up on the map is a aerial photo of 741 Sterling Road, Dixon, Illinois. This is Mr. and Mrs. Winstead's property. As you can see by the yellow color, this indicates that it has an R2 zoning. The Winsteads are here tonight seeking a rezoning to Ag1 for agricultural purposes. And as you can see, they're currently spot zoned. So what is meant by spot zoning is when we have one district completely surrounded by another district and it's kind of all by itself. So zooming out, I want to say the nearest residentially zoned properties are either Walton or Armin. So he is a lone R2, in the middle of ag. I do have some exhibits that I set for you this evening. Zoning Exhibit 1 is a copy of the petition for map amendment. Zoning Exhibit number 2 is a notice of the public hearing that was sent by certified mail to adjacent property owners. It was also published in the Dixon Telegraph, and it was posted at the property itself. Zoning Exhibit number 3 is the certificate of publication in the Dixon Telegraph. Zoning Exhibit 4 is a copy of the letters to township authorities. Zoning Exhibit 5 is a copy of letters to District 1 county board members. And Zoning Exhibit 6 is a copy of letters to county authorities. Mr. Winstead did complete his certified mailings, and he has the original there, and these are 8 copies, so you all can have a copy.
All right. Thank you. Well, tell us what you want to do, but I think it's in the petition, but go ahead.
Raise chickens, basically, not hogs, just chickens mostly. Layers and broilers.
Okay,
That's pretty much it. Nothing fancy.
nothing fancy. Yeah. Just out of curiosity, you got your vegetables on there. Are you planning on also selling vegetables?
Maybe it's the farmer's market.
Farmer's market?
Yeah.
Same thing with the chickens and the eggs?
Yeah,
Okay,
that kind of thing.
all right.
So all that land to the west of your house, there's no structures or anything on any of that then?
No, it's all.
I think I remember when this was zoned R2, weren't they gonna build another house there or something at the time?
Who owns the land around the house?
We do is all one property.
Brian Oster is the
Oh,
farmer.
farmer.
Right, Holsters.
Yeah, I couldn't I didn't have time to research the history of this parcel. I'm sure there is a reason it's zoned R2 in the middle of ag.
I forget the name of the people that lived there at the time. Something going on.
Okay, interesting.
Any questions?
I did bring out the map, again. Shows that this parcel is over here. The green indicates that it is it's in an agriculturally planned area. So this zoning change would actually be more compatible than the current zoning.
Okay.
Thank you.
So we've got a list of questions we have to go through on this for the map amendment due process standards.
Right.
You ready for them?
Sure.
I assume there's nobody in the audience.
Anybody here that wants to ask any questions? No.
She doesn't.
Okay.
So then, number 1, the existing uses of nearby property.
I would say agricultural.
Mainly row crop farming, right?
Yes.
I make a motion that the existing uses of nearby property are mainly row crop farming.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, motion carries.
Number 2, the extent property values will be diminished by any zoning restrictions.
I would suggest that's none.
Know with that.
I second that.
I didn't hear that. I'm sorry. What was that?
That there would be
Talking.
no diminished values, but I didn't make that as a motion because I can't make one.
So
So you
Tim,
made that as a
I
motion.
made that as a motion.
and I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Number 3, the extent to which the destruction of property values promotes the public health, safety, and welfare.
I think that applies.
Huh?
It does not apply.
Then make a motion to that.
I'll make I move, this does not apply to our situation.
Because we're not destructing property.
I second it.
We have a motion and a second that this third one does not apply. So, hearing no discussion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Number 4, the gain to the public versus the hardship to the individual property owner. I had, public will gain more ability to buy local produce and food. So it's, it's a gain for the public. The gain to the public is that they will have access to more local produce and food.
That's your motion.
I don't know, I'm waiting for everybody else.
I think that's all we can get out of that.
I make a motion that the gain to the public versus the hardship to the individual property owner is that public will gain more ability to buy local produce and food.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and, what's that?
There's a lot of pressure on him making a lot of eggs.
Yeah. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Number 5, the suitability of the subject property for zone purposes.
I think it's suitable.
Then make a motion.
Make a motion that I think it's suitable for the property to be zoned for this purpose.
I second it.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Number 6, the length of time the property has been vacant as zoned, considered in the context of land development in the vicinity of the subject property.
Again, I would say that does not apply.
I'd say that's a good bet.
You're gonna make that motion?
I'll make a motion that this does not apply.
Second.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Number 7, the compatibility of the present and proposed classification with the comprehensive plan.
This rezoning would comply with the present plan being all ag in that area.
Complies with the comprehensive
Yeah.
county plan by changing it.
By changing it.
Because everything in that area is agriculture and it makes it comply.
So make a motion, Craig.
Yeah, I move that.
Move on.
You didn't get that?
No.
I move that the, let's see. That's what you said.
I'll second it. Thank you.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Number 8, whether there is a public need in the neighborhood for the proposed use.
Yes, we need more agriculture.
need-
I need the chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always a need for more food production.
Local food.
I make a motion that whether there's a public need in the neighborhood for the proposed use, yes, there's always a need for food production.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Do we have any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, say aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
I make a motion that we recommend this petition to the full county board for approval.
I'll second it.
We have a motion to approve this motion or this petition. And a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Your motion is passed this board and will go to the full county board on the 21st of February.
No.
21st of November?
Well, I was throwing that out because you were going to have this meeting on the 6th.
Well, you know, we try.
Okay.
November sounds good.
It's
November sounds good.
November
Okay.
21st at 6 PM.
I didn't ask him whether he's gonna be free range chickens or not.
Part of the discussion.
Yeah.
With that-
If it's a coyotes,
I think it'd be like-
if we had free range in our area, coyotes would play like.
With that, who wants to make the motion to recess until after the county board meeting on this petition?
I moved to recess until after the county board on petition. This Wednesday.
Till the
petition.
December 5th meeting is when we would recess till.
And that's strictly on this petition or all petitions?
It would be on both of these petitions.
So I include both of them, yes.
But
That's a motion.
that's motion. We have a second.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and second to recess the meeting until after the next county board meeting and until our next zoning board meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.